NFL Pick'em Week 17, our Week 17 picks the last week. Then after this week, we'll do wild card pickups and divisional round, then championship round, then Super Bowl, of course. But this is Week 17, first game, Vikings versus the Lions. Who do you have winning this game?
The Vikings versus Lions, I have the Vikings winning. I think the Lions have looked very bad over the last 2 weeks. They got a lot to figure out this offseason. And the Vikings have looked solid. They've impressed me over the last few weeks of the season, and I think they're going to win this one.
Yeah, I got the Vikings winning the Lions. I'm not sure if Stafford is going to play or not. He's been dealing with some injuries. The Vikings' playoff chances are gone now, but I think they'll still finish the year strong, and nobody on the Lions can guard Justin Jefferson whatsoever. The next game, the Falcons versus Buccaneers. Who do you have?
I think it's going to be closer than a lot of people might expect it to be, just because the Falcons have put up a great fight here in the second half of the season. I give them credit there, but I do think the Bucs are going to win this one. I think they're finally putting everything together, getting that timing and communication down that they lacked at the start of the season, and Tom Brady's getting in playoff mode. It's a scary sight. You saw what he did last weekend, granted, against a terrible defense, but when he starts firing on all cylinders, they're going to be a tough team to stop, and I think they're in that zone.
I have two picks. If the Buccaneers rest their starters, the Falcons will win. If they don't, the Buccaneers will blow the Falcons out, and they'll go into the playoffs with a lot of momentum. And people should be scared to face the Bucs because they're clicking right now. The next game, Jets versus Patriots. Who wins?
I actually have the Jets winning this one, and maybe it's just like a momentum pick, but I thought the Patriots looked horrible against the Bills last night, and they have looked pretty bad the last few weeks. Cam Newton, he's just simply not the same guy. I mean, he has not been good this season at all. And the Jets have really started to show some signs of life. 2 wins in a row now. Adam Gase, although it seems like, from what I've been hearing, he's going to be done after the final snap on Sunday. He's playing for another NFL job at this point in time. So any win that he can get is going to look great for him on his resume, as opposed to, now going 2-14. Sam Darnold, he's playing for his NFL career, at least his NFL job with the Jets right now. Maybe he gets this 3-win streak to end the season. Joe Douglas reconsiders that second overall pick. Doesn't go quarterback, so I think they have a lot to play for going into this offseason, so I'm going to go Jets in this one.
I think the Patriots will win. Belichick versus Darnold. Darnold never has the best of that matchup. He always plays poorly. The Patriots aren't very good anymore, but they're still an okay team. Their secondary can shut down all receivers. I think the Patriots will win, and the Patriots go out on a high note to end the season, and the Jets finish 2-14.
Are they going to start Cam Newton, or are they going to go with Jarrett Stidham?
I'm not even sure.
Personally, I would start Stidham. See what you have. I mean, I think
they already have. They already know what they have in him. He's not a good quarterback.
No.
Next game, Dolphins versus Bills. I got the Dolphins in this game. If the Bills rest their starters, which they probably should and would, I think the Dolphins win. If they don't, I'll have the Bills winning. I don't see the Dolphins beating a fully loaded Bills team.
Yeah, pretty much for all the reasons you said. I touched on it before. If the Bills do rest their starters, which I have a feeling they might, I go with the Dolphins. I think they secure that playoff spot. But if the Bills come out and treat this like any other week, I think the Bills take it. They've been ridiculous the past few weeks. They should be on an 8-game winning streak if it wasn't for the Hail Murray.
Yeah. Next game, Steelers versus Browns. I have the Browns in this game. Big Ben isn't playing. The Browns need to win to get into the playoffs. I think they'll win this game.
Yeah, agreed. I did not see anything that amazed me out of Mason Rudolph last year. I don't think he's a great quarterback. And like you said, the Browns fighting for their playoff lives. I think they take this one.
Next game, this has a lot of incentive. The Cowboys versus the Giants. Whoever wins this game will make the playoffs if Washington loses. Cowboys versus Giants. I'm picking with the Cowboys. They're hot right now. 3-game winning streak. Andy Dalton, CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup, and Zeke. They want to get into the playoffs. I see them making it. I have the Cowboys winning this game.
I went with the Giants just because that defense. I think Joe Judge is going to have that defense up, firing on all cylinders with a playoff spot potentially on the line. Who knows what happens in the nightcap, but they're going to be selling it as a win, and you get in game to that defense. I think they're going to be ready to play against the Cowboys. I know they've looked good, but offensively they're not at full strength without Dak Prescott. So I think the Giants defense does the job and gets that win.
Next game, the Ravens versus the Bengals. I have the Ravens winning this game easily. I don't think there's a chance that the Bengals win. The Ravens have to win this game to clinch the playoff spot, so they won't lose.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a blowout. The Ravens have actually quietly looked like one of the best teams in the league over the past few weeks. I've been very impressed with the way they've turned things around. I think they blow the Bengals out.
Next game, Jaguars versus Colts. Another easy one. The Colts will win. And now the Jaguars are just going to look towards the offseason and wait to draft Trevor Lawrence. The Colts are going to beat the Jaguars easily, too.
I also went Colts. I don't think there's any chance in this one. Either way, I know the Jaguars have Trevor Lawrence locked up, but I think that once they had that first overall pick locked up, they kind of packed it in for the season.
Next game, Titans versus Texans. I think this game can be much closer than people realize because the Texans, especially against that bad Titans defense, can keep it close. But I'm going to go with the Titans just because if they win, they clinch their division. So I'm going with the Titans in this one.
I'm also going with the Titans. I don't know if Deshaun Watson is going to play or not. I don't think he should, and if he doesn't, it won't even be a close game. It'll be a blowout. But if Deshaun Watson plays, I think it could be an all-right game, but I do think the Titans, with their playoff lives on the line, I think they go out and they get this victory.
Next game, Cardinals versus Rams. Jared Goff is not playing. Kyler Murray might be hurt. I'm taking the better defense, the elite defense, and the Rams. I think they'll beat the Cardinals, and the Rams will make the playoffs along with the Bears.
If Kyler Murray plays, which I think he's on track to do, I'm going with the Cardinals. I just don't trust the Rams. As good of a coach as Sean McVay is, I don't trust them to put together an offensive game plan in a short week, bringing in potentially Blake Bortles or whatever quarterback they may bring in. It's a very tall ask, and I think with a playoff spot on the line, I'll take the Cardinals with the continuity. If Kyler Murray doesn't play, I'm definitely going with the Rams because of that defense, but I'll say Cardinals if Kyler plays.
Saints versus Panthers. This is easy. I got the Saints in this. I don't think it'll be a close game.
I also have the Saints blowout.
Next game, Packers versus Bears. The Packers need to win to clinch the first seed and bye. The Bears need to win to make the playoffs. I still got the Packers. I think the Packers always have the Bears' numbers, and you just can't trust Mitchell Trubisky in a must-win game.
Yeah, I'm also going with the Packers. I mean, they have looked lights out spectacular the past few weeks. Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams is just seemingly unstoppable, so I'm going to go with the Packers.
Next game, Chargers versus Chiefs. Chiefs will probably rest their starters, so because of that, I have the Chargers winning this game. I think Justin Herbert throws 2 touchdowns and gets to that 30-touchdown mark for the year.
I also took the Chargers in this one. The game means absolutely nothing to the Chiefs, so and the Chargers, I think, are going to be playing hard. This means a lot to them, end the season on a high note, and get some confidence for your young guy going into next season. So I think the Chargers have a lot more to play for, so I think they take this one.
Next game, Seahawks versus 49ers. In this game, I got the Seahawks. I think they're playing the starters because they want that first-round bye as well. And the 49ers, with C.J. Beathard, they look better, but I don't think they can beat the Seahawks if they're locked and loaded.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a close game. The Niners have really impressed me the past few weeks with, a quarterback carousel, but I do have the Seahawks in this one. Like you said, they're going to be playing for that 1 seed, hoping everything falls in line, but it starts with them winning. So they're going to be playing for that 1 seed. I have the Seahawks.
Next game, Raiders versus Broncos. This is a tough game. I think it could go either way, but because I feel like Drew Lock always has a great performance at the end of the year, and the Raiders have they just totally choked their place in the standings. I think the Broncos will win this game, and Drew Lock will have a pretty good performance.
Yeah, I think this is just a whatever game. I don't think anybody's going to be watching this one on Sunday. But I think the Raiders are going to win. I think Derek Carr, not David Carr, he might be playing for his Raiders career right now. I know you've talked about it, the potential cap they could save by cutting him this offseason. So he's going to want to play every great performance he can here down the end of the season. So I have the Raiders in this one. I think Derek Carr is going to have a great day.
The last game of the week, the Washington football team versus the Eagles. If they have Alex Smith, I think they'll win this game. But since I don't think they will, I'm picking the Eagles to win. And I think Jalen Hurts will play really well.
I think this is going to be a great game, a shootout. I do think Alex Smith is going to play, and that is why I'm taking the Washington football team. I think they're going to seal out the division with a win on Sunday night.
Now, those are our picks for Week 17. Guys, comment your picks or what game are you most looking forward to of Week 17 of the NFL season.